Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's tutorial is on how I achieve my braids and waves hairstyle. Whenever I'm wearing this, you always ask me for a tutorial, so I thought I would show you. Ordinarily I do this the day after I washed my hair, but I just freshly washed it and blow dried it. So I've got a few flyaways at the root, but they'll be fine. So to achieve this look, I'm using my Babyliss Conical wand. It has an on and off switch and a dial to adjust temperature. So as I've said, I freshly washed my hair, I don't have any products in it, and now I'm just going to part it from ear to ear and pin the top section away. With the bottom section, I'm going to part that into 3 individual sections. So when I'm working on the left side of my head, I always place the wand behind my head, facing downwards, and then I wrap the hair around the wand, going away from my face. Then from the root to the mid-length of my hair, I tend to leave on for a few seconds longer before I wrap the bottom, as the bottom tends to take very quickly and I want a wave, not too much of a curl. Then to ensure I definitely get more of a wave than a curl, I like to hold the tip of my hair outwards and hold it there in place until it cools down. This forces the curl to drop as it cools down, and that's how I achieve more of a wave to my hair. Moving on to the back section, I know a lot of you with long hair say that you struggle to do the back. Again, I like to place the wand behind my head with the wand facing downwards, and then I wrap the hair around it. For the back section, it really doesn't matter if you want to wrap the hair away or towards your face. If I wrap towards my face like I have done here, then when I take my neck section down, I'll do the same with that back piece. That way the hair follows a pattern all the way round. Then again, holding the tip of the hair outwards to cool it. I find when you bounce the hair up and down like this, you get a fuller wave because it separates all the hairs. When working on the right side of my face, I still have the handle up in the air with the wand facing downwards, and then I wrap the hair away from my face. Remember, if you've got long thick hair, you may want to do the root to mid lengths for longer and then proceed to do the tips last so that they're not on there for too long. And then once again, hold the tips out to extend the hair until it's cooled down and it's more of a wave. So I repeated the same process, taking the middle section down and splitting it into 3 individual sections, and now I'm doing the top. I like to leave my fringe out and do that last. So doing the same as before, curling away from the face, extending the hair out until it cools down, and now moving on to my fringe. I wrap it away from my face and pull the wand down through the hair. This way I'm only going to get a slight curl to the ends. Once you've finished, your hair should look something like this. It should be a loose, soft look, and as you can see, it's wavy right to the very tips. And don't worry if your hair's still quite curly, because it will continue to drop. Moving on to the braids, I'm going to do a French plait at the top of my hair. So I'm taking a small section of my fringe, so it's about 3 inches wide and very close to your root, so not much hair to start with. I'm separating that section into 3 individual sections, and we're going to do a standard French plait. The right strand is going over the middle strand, and then the left strand is going over the right strand, so that becomes the middle. We're then going to repeat that, only this time with the right strand we're going to pick up a section of hair from the head before we pull it over the middle strand. Repeating that with the left strand, I'm adding a piece of hair from the head and then pulling that over the middle strand. Now I do have clearer tutorials on how to braid your hair, so you can go and check them out and then maybe come back to this one. So I'm going to speed the process up because there are other tutorials on how to braid your hair. This is more to show you what I've done in order to achieve this particular hairstyle. Now you'll notice I haven't sectioned off this hair with a comb because I don't want a dead straight line. I like it to look a bit softer, but if you prefer that look, you can definitely section it off so it's nice and crisp. So I only plait as far back as halfway between my hairline and my crown. Then before I pin it in place, I like to pull at the hair to lift the root up and give it again a little bit more of that softer feel. Then I secure the end of the braid with a bobby pin. If you prefer cleaner, crisp looking braids, then you can check out some of my other tutorials because I do have a few more in my hairstyle playlist. Now for the 2 braids that I have on the side of my head, I do a Dutch braid. So this means the plait doesn't go on the inside, it goes on the outside. And again, I'm only going to roughly section it off with my fingers, I'm not going to be doing it with a comb. So we start with 3 individual sections. So the left strand is going underneath the middle strand, so they switch places. And then the right strand is going underneath the middle section. With the left strand, this time we're going to pick up a little bit of hair from the head and add to that strand. Then that goes underneath the middle section and becomes the middle strand. And then we add some hair to the right strand before that then gets pulled underneath the middle strand and becomes the middle strand. And then by repeating this process, we're creating a braid that sits on top of the hair and becomes 3D as opposed to sitting inside the hair. Once again, I do have another tutorial that's a bit more up close and is more about the technical side of how to create a Dutch braid. The ones that are on the side of the head can be particularly fiddly if you're not used to doing a Dutch braid, only because they need to be quite tight to stay in place because they're very, very small. So I plait as far back as I've done with the braid that's on top of my hair. Then I place a bobby pin over the braid and then press it in on itself so the ends come towards the front of my hair. That's going to secure it in place, and it's also going to prevent you from seeing the bobby pin. So moving on to the other side, we're going to repeat the same process. We will finish up with 2 Dutch braids on the side and a French plait on top. You can totally mix it up. Sometimes I'm wearing a Dutch braid on the top of my hair, but I always have Dutch braids on the side as I think they look more technical and they're just nicer to look at. As I mentioned earlier, I normally do this the day after I've washed my hair because then I don't have as many flyaways at the root. If you want to add some more volume to your waves, you can pinch the ends of your hair and pull up the mid-lengths. This is ideal for those of you that prefer something that's a little bit less pristine. And that is how I achieve my braids and waves hairstyle. And the choice is yours if you'd like to spray a little bit of hairspray on it for added hold. If you're interested in seeing the makeup that I'm wearing in this video, then you can click last week's tutorial on screen now. You can also hit the on-screen subscribe button now whether you're on mobile or desktop. It's free to do so, so why not? You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and they are at ShowMe Makeup. You can also follow me on Snapchat at Shonagh Scott. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!